What's up, guys? I know a lot of you wanted to see this build, and I've been getting a lot of requests. Hey, what's that build that you're using? Hey, what's that build that you're using? Hey, what's that build you're using? So, I wanted to show off my build over here on the, unmodded gameplay. This is gonna originally be my, Occultist Soldier Witchblade, but I changed it to Spellblade, so when I put the link in the description about my my skill build, don't actually look at the Occultist, pick the Arcanist. I know I could just change it and everything, but it's, to me, way too much of a pain in the ass to go and get the devotion and shit set up. I'll just tell you everything that I did here. So, let's see. You definitely want to put a few points into this one. I would say max this out, or at least until... So this is basically my, I'll show you my items first. I guess you guys can do the math since I'm really bad. I'm sorry about this. But you want 2 rings of the Black Matriarch, reason being physical damage and internal trauma damage. The internal trauma damage is just icing on the cake, while the physical damage is very, very useful. While 2 rings of the Black Matriarch get your cadence up by 4, which is just really, really good. And if you were to do a Occultist build, it would also be really nice because of the Curse of Frailty. So, all in all, you could follow what the devotion build says on the calculator, but I switched my build at the last moment and wanted to do a Spellblade, or Battle Mage, I mean. Now, I hate having 3 bags, but this is a build video, so this is what we're gonna discuss. Oh, sorry. My allergies are crazy today. One moment. Alright. You want the Chauces of Barbaros, Chauces of Barbaros, because that's more physical internal trauma damage. The bleeding damage is just decent. The offensive ability is extremely nice, as you can see I have a huge amount of offensive ability here. And also the Oleron's Rage is cool and everything, but that's not what we're going for. As you can see, we're going for the Menhir's Bulwark for that stun duration, huge health regen, constitution bonus like crazy, and the resistance to life reduction so those doom bolts don't hit you so damn hard. Plus it gives you some damage absorption, which is always nice. You definitely want to max this out completely. Now, for my other stuff, you want Oleron's Wrath. That's extremely good, the best in slot, honestly. You really want one that has the completion bonuses that I have, Deadly Momentum and Break Morale. Now, Break Morale is this right here. So, it disrupts enemy target skills for 5 seconds and reduces their physical resistance for 5 seconds. You definitely want to put a few points into here until it gets up to 7 total. Well, and you want to put 7 points into it, but just until it's a 7 out of 12. This until it's a 6 out of 12. You definitely want to max this out. Fighting Spirit is extremely good, gives you a huge all damage boost and huge offensive ability boost. Like, you'll see my my offensive ability going up past 3200. It's crazy. And as you can see, my crit chance is just really, really good. Now, you really want the full Markovian set. Reason being is that +2 to all soldier, the 20 to 45 physical damage, and the 15% health. But that's not the real reason. The real reason is Markovian's Vigilance, which is why you'll see I'm able to charge almost all the time. What I mean by charge is blitz. So over here it says Markovian was ever aware of his surroundings, never caught by surprise, and ever ready for conflict. -2 seconds to all currently active skill cooldowns, 3 seconds skill recharge. So that basically means every 3 seconds you're going to get 2 seconds of cooldown. What that means is that when I put this on cooldown and I use it to charge at someone, it's gonna go down by 2 seconds, so it'll technically have a 1.6 second skill recharge if Markovian's Vigilance procs after you use it, which a lot of times it will. Same thing with Oleron's Might, which I'll show you where I put that. I put that on this. The reason why we want Oleron's Might is for my devotion tree, because what it does is it procs Dryad's Blessing 100% of the time, healing you for a very, very nice amount. 8% plus 350 may not sound like a lot, but it really is, especially with Markovian's Vigilance. That makes it go down by 2 seconds, so you'll use it every 8 seconds or less, because it'll constantly be proccing the Markovian's Vigilance. Oh wait, no, 3.8 second skill recharge, so yeah, it'll proc a lot. As long as you can use Oleron's Might a lot, I think it's extremely good. It's good healing, and it reduces poison duration and bleeding duration. Now, Overguard. Let me just talk about Overguard. You don't want to max this out, but you do want to get up to where the points that I have in this tree. Now, Overguard, let me just talk about that. The health regeneration by 90%, that increase, is very, very nice. The shield recovery time. So, let me just talk about that. The shield recovery time is on here. It's 0.65 seconds. Now, when we activate Overguard, that basically makes the shield recovery go down by 34%, which means that we'll be able to block a lot more often. Now, the reduced stun duration is pretty damn nice. You'll have 100%. Not 100% on here since it caps out at 75, but... Ah, no, it caps out at 80. That's what I thought. Okay, I was wrong. Anyway. Sorry. You really want to put 1 point into Blitz, and then 1 point into Blindside. And you really want to max out Cadence, especially now that it's been super buffed to hell. You really want to super max this out 25 out of 16. You really want to put a few points into this, because I think it's very useful, because Cadence hits things in an arc then. I mean, it hits it here, but that's just really good. And it passes through enemies, so that's very nice. You want to max out Deadly Momentum. I find that this skill is very useful as well. It boosts your damage and gives you a lot more damage. As you saw, I was hitting over 100,000 crits. You want to put at least 2 or 3 points into Counter-Strike. I find that's pretty useful. It has only a 0.9 second skill recharge, so you'll be using that like BAM, 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 constantly. You want to max out Field Command and Squad Tactics. Squad Tactics increases your all damage and attack speed, which is why, as you can see, I attack pretty damn fast. What's my attack speed here? It's 142 with 26% critical damage. My health regen is 435, and my run speed is 111%. As you can see here, my constitution bonus is 112%. It's quite a damn bit. Soldier skills are +5. Now, as you see, my damage per second is pretty damn good for now, but in combat it goes up much, much higher. My armor rating also is pretty high now, and... alright. So let's move on. We have military conditioning. You want to max that out. The physique bonus will just give you a lot of health already, and the maximum health is just really nice. This, too. I'm not sure what the physical damage does in shield training, if anyone wants to explain that to me, but the shield recovery time and the shield block chance is really nice. Don't put any points into here. I don't find this particularly useful. And you definitely want to max this out, definitely, because the elemental resistance, slow resistance, and that huge physical damage bonus. With all this on top of, like, what we have, it really helps. Decorated Soldier maxed. Scars of Battle maxed for that armor absorption and bleeding resistance, stun duration, and freeze duration reduction. The armor absorption basically works like this. The more armor absorption that you have, the more damage that you can reduce. Now, if I had 100% armor absorption, which I don't, but if I did, it means that basically, well, let's just take our head armor, for example. We get hit in the head for 1,672 damage, like the armor rating has, and we have 100% absorption. It'll absorb all of that armor, or let's actually put into this perspective. We take 3,000 damage. We have 100% of armor absorption, and we have 1,500 armor rating. It'll absorb 100% of whatever armor rating that armor piece has. So it will only take 1,500 damage for 100% armor absorption with 1,500 armor rating. Plus, whatever we have on shield block, so we have a 74% chance to block, which is really, really high. The damage blocked too. If we blocked that attack, and we had 100% absorption, I'm pretty sure it would absorb the entire blow, which is why I don't take too much damage. But again, I'm not 100% sure on how a lot of mechanics work, so making this build video is kind of difficult for me. I'm sorry. You really want to put 1 or 2 points into this. 2 points into Menhir's Will. I think it's really useful because it restores a load of your health and gives you a ton of health regen. You want to put 2 points into Overguard. You want to max out Menhir's Bulwark because again that's extremely useful. You want to max out Fighting Spirit. And you definitely want to, okay, let's go into Warcry. Warcry is really useful. I put it with Falcon Swoop because it always procs with Warcry, and it'll hit a bunch of enemies in a random direction, but even though it's kind of bad, it's still really useful. Now let's go into Arcanist. We put 15 points into Arcanist because this Arcane Will really helps you get your all damage up. That's not the real reason why, but it does proc a lot, and it always is up, basically, if you're below 70% health. Now the real reason is from Maven's Spear of Protection. That physical damage reduction and the damage absorption at 7 points is really, really useful. Now you might be thinking, wow, you reduce your damage by quite a bit, but that's nothing. That's really nothing compared to how much damage you'll absorb in total. You want to put 1 into Mirror of Occultist as well. As you saw in the Crucible, that saved my ass so many times against Centaurin, where I wasn't taking any damage and wasn't getting one shot to him. And you definitely want to max this out for that huge offensive ability and spirit boost. Now, I want to talk about Devotions. Devotions, I'm not completely sure how I got here. God damn it, I'm sorry. But I can pretty much figure it out. You can also figure it out yourself as well. So if I fuck up here, that's my problem, and definitely not your problem, it's mine. I should have evaluated this a lot more, but it's pretty straightforward, and it's pretty easy to figure out, so let's go through this. We put 1 into here, and 1 into here. We take Lion, then we take Falcon, we take the Hammer next. After that, well, we should have 5, so we take Harpy. After that, where do we go? After that, we take this right here, so we'll get 3, 6, 10, 15. So we should have 15 into there, and if we don't have 8 into there, take Dryad. After you take Dryad, put Oleron's Might on there. That will really help you heal up a lot and reduce your poison and bleed duration, so poison and bleed won't last as long. After you do that, get Unknown Soldier. Very helpful, very useful for that attack damage converted to health plus the attack speed. Max this out. Put Living Shadow with Markovian's Advantage. You'll see a bunch of shadows come up quite a bit. Now, I want to talk about this as well. Once you get enough points for this, definitely put some points into here. I mean, all of them. Like, seriously, that's super helpful. Let me just see one more thing here. You definitely want to max this out. Reason being is, where is it? Well, all the offensive ability really will help, plus that percentage. Now, Wayward Soul, don't actually max this out, okay? Screw whatever I'm thinking, I'm sorry. Don't max this out. Put as many points as you can up to this point, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So put 6 points into here, but don't max it out. Then you want to max out Oleron. Oleron, you don't have to save that one for last, but Oleron is extremely useful. Watch this. Physique, Cunning, and Health. That already is very useful. The physical and internal trauma, the offensive ability and pierce and bleed resistance, the health and physical resistance. The damage right here is stupidly useful. And the internal trauma damage is very useful. So you want to put Blind Fury. This was the yellow circle that everyone is like fawning over. This is what I like. You put Cadence on here, and this shit will proc like bam, 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 constantly. Just constantly procking. Oh, almost forgot about these two. You want to put 3 into Hawk and 4 into Empty Throne, reason being are the resistances here, plus the reduced stun duration, and the critical damage and offensive ability plus the offensive ability percentage here. I'm sorry if I'm really bad at explaining things, I really am. Now, for scales of Okama, you want to do like this. 1, then 2, then 3, and you don't want to put a fourth point here. Reason being is because I don't think it's particularly useful. But that all damage, combined with the health regen and health regen percent, plus the health and energy that you gain from here, I think is very useful. So guys, let me just see something. Why is this not stacking? I hate this whenever it happens. But okay. Now guys, if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little build video, as stupid as I am in explaining it. I really am sorry about that. But I hope that I gave you a good explanation. Now, there's actually one more thing I want to go over. The components I put in and the augments. You want to have the Aether Chaos Resistance augment, plus the mutated scales. I think that would give you a good health boost, since you only have about 12,644 health after all this. If you completely follow my guide, you should have around about as much as mine. You want to put an anti-venom salve, since we won't have too much poison res in here, and you want to put an anti-venom salve on the belt and on the hands, on the gloves. You want to put a Mark of Madragon on here, because Mark of Madragon is very useful. It gives you health regen percent, and movement speed. Poison and acid resistance plus the vitality augment. And you want to put lightning resistance and Aether resistance on here, mostly for the Aether resistance. That's the component you want to put on here. Plus the lightning resistance from Rigid Shell, I think, is very useful. Now, what you want to put on here is the Mark of the Myrmidon. That's extremely useful. So, I think that's really good. It gives you health, defensive ability, shield recovery time, and damage reflected. And that's really useful. And the Blade Barrier too is very nice. As you can see, we have a 97% piercing resistance. I have a friend that has 100%, so he's immune to piercing. It's crazy. Markovian's Distinction, of course, you want the full Markovian set. It's just too useful. You want to put an Arcane Spark on here for that energy leech, the offensive ability, and energy regen. You want to put the augment that gives you health percent, shield block percent, and damage blocked, shield damage block. What you want to put on here is a Roiling Blood and another Roiling Blood. I think it's super useful, those two components. And you definitely want to put health regen percent, and vitality resistance. Because as you can see, my resistances aren't great, 100%, but they're just good enough to survive almost anything. You want to definitely put a Chains of Oleron on here, because that's extremely useful. Every build should use that, in my opinion. Oleron's Might, of course, on here, and then you want to put Oleron's, I think it's... where is it? I might not have it on me. Ah, there it is. Oleron's Fervor. I knew it had started with an Oleron in it. And you want to put that on your sword. I could never find a good sword, like a better sword than what I have. Or a better weapon. Since it gives one to all soldiers and skills, and that's really useful. Alright guys, I think I'm done going over this, except for this. Okay, you want to put an Arcane Spark on this. Again, because of that offensive ability and everything else. You want to put a Prismatic Diamond on here, because I find it extremely useful, especially when you drop below a certain health threshold. It'll give you all damage and total speed, so you can run away, and it's pretty damn useful, honestly. You want to put the Lightning and Aether augment on it. Alright, that's all I really wanted to discuss. I hope you guys enjoyed this build video. I'm sorry if I messed up a lot, but I'm extremely bad at explaining things, which is why I don't like doing build videos in the first place. I'm very disorganized, you know. So, belt is Reforged Chains of Oleron. Markovian Stratagem, even though it's not part of the set, definitely take it. Colossal Grasp, Earth Shattered Treads, and I guess I'll see you guys later. Have a great day, guys. Have a great day or a great night wherever you are. Like, comment, and subscribe to this channel if you want to see more. You can definitely go the Occultist route with this. Friend's channel is in the description down below. I'm sorry, I'm really disorganized. But you can definitely go the Occultist route or the Arcanist route with this. I will link to you the Occultist route, but you can definitely follow my build here and do the Arcanist route if you want. But I honestly think the Occultist route is a little bit more tanky in the fact that it can heal itself a lot. So, whatever you want, okay? I'll see you guys later. This is Brandon signing off. All of you have a great day or night. Bye guys.